Chisnall. That's the last darting date on the menu. What do you fancy this one, John?
Well, I think that really it's Gerwen-Anderson's. It's all about Gerwen-Anderson, this match. You know, he has the game, but can he, under the most important circumstances, which is now he has to keep in the mix and play a good game of darts without looking at the overall picture too much. I think if he can focus on just the game at hand, he can do well.
Well, in this coulda, woulda, shoulda sport of professional darts, Gerwen-Anderson coulda, woulda, shoulda put Michael van Gerwen out of the World Championship, and we wouldn't be introducing him as the world champion had Anderson converted his lead against MBG at the Ali Pali. But Anderson blamed himself, said he threw it away, but Van Gerwen played some blistering stuff late doors in that.
Well, usually it is a combination of factors, but I think at this point of the Premier League and how much has been played, and I think that's ancient history. I don't think that'll be in his mind or Michael's what happened there. You know, I think it's just all new territory. I think it's more right now not about Gary against Michael. It's just about Gary in general in his own mind and what he's going to do in the future. And I think it's important for him to make the top four and to keep a positive thing going.
Well, fifth at the moment. Anything, almost anything, an improvement on his last two seasons in the Premier League. Anderson, where he's been propping up the pile for a couple of years. Champ 3 years ago, 2 wooden spoons, and now a chance to get back in the playoffs. But here a chance for Van Gerwen to take the opening leg. Double 12.
89.
No real concern in that miss with Gary not on a finish. Van Gerwen playing a very good opening leg with the throw.
60.
Double 6 will tidy it up. You don't want to miss inside, though. Oh, he did.
Well, not so much the flying Scotsman, but the still on the runway Scotsman. As Van Gerwen goes out and takes the opening leg.
You know, Gary wouldn't be too troubled by that, but he will be troubled if he messes this leg up. And after a very good first dart, he only ended up with 64. So opportunity for Van Gerwen. Not really taken. Only 40 from Van Gerwen. I don't know what the opposite of punishment is, but that was it.
140.
Well, Michael van Gerwen reckons he's only playing around about 90% of capacity at the moment. Still top of the table. Still the favourite to win this competition and retain the crown he won last year at the O2. That's better, Gary, isn't it? Well, fellow Scotsman Robert Thornton hit 9 maximums in his win earlier tonight.
Yeah, much to the chagrin of Dave Chisnall. Dave Chisnall will be playing the end of the night, and he did play fairly well. I think Phil might have more, you know, on his hands in that match than he might expect.
Virtually the last chance saloon for Dave Chisnall after that defeat to Thornton.
140.
Well, great cover shots. Trying to maintain his lead, but Anderson really has the range on that treble 20 now.
Well, virtually two of the most stressful things you can do in life are move house and become a father, and Van Gerwen's done the former and Anderson's done the latter over the last couple of weeks. This will feel like a bit of a release to be up on the hockey throwing darts.
Yeah, it would have took Van Gerwen a few days just to move the trophies.
74.
He needs to build a bigger trophy room, John, doesn't he? The way he's collecting pots at the moment.
Well, that's probably why he had the boom. Ran out of room.
Wrong treble, Gary. Well, needs to just be careful here. 102 scored. 19 left. I didn't want to be going to the left of that target.
Yeah, that's you're very careful there. Maybe 11 would have been wiser, but nonetheless, he will come back. Michael needed a treble. Surprisingly, didn't get one to get a shot at double. It's double 8 for Gary.
Being shown the third leg, Gerwen-Anderson.
well, a break, which will make Gary feel quite better. He needs the break, and now he could just follow on, hold his throw, and get 2 points out of this.
Very neat and tidy 13 dart leg. Gerwen-Anderson.
100.
He'd be disappointed on that one. His first dart in the treble, and seemingly he's had the range and he couldn't follow it.
Well, Anderson was doubling up last week, picked up a couple of points, draws against Phil Taylor and Robert Thornton, so didn't take full advantage, but at least didn't bomb the evening completely. Plays Van Gerwen tonight, and then follows up against Chisnall in Newcastle, and then Van Barneveld on the last night in Brighton.
100.
Only a ton or thereabouts a turn from Gary, so a chance there with that two treble turn from Michael now to break straight back. And we certainly know he can hit any shot out. He is the world champ, and he is a phenomenal talent.
Won't go, but will be set up par excellence. So Anderson looking for his second ton plus finish. Tops. Wonderful stop. Clean, clinical kill from Anderson, and he leads 3-1.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a punch to the solar plexus of Van Gerwen even. You know, he's not really much on the line tonight, but his pride. And that will hurt. He thought he had the break back. Really expected to come back to the board for that tops. Nope. Gary responds well. 108 on to hold throw. You know, when you have to get a big finish to hold your throw, there's more pressure than when it's to break.
We've alluded to it there, John. Michael Van Gerwen has already qualified. Nothing, or not much on the line, as you said. How may that affect the mentality of a darts player? Will it affect him at all, do you think?
I don't think so, because I think that Michael, like all champions, there's a pride element. You know, you don't want to turn up and have anyone beat you. You don't care. It's up. He's a performer and an artist as well. The artist part of him, even though to win the tournament he could lose now, that doesn't matter. He will want to win every single leg, every single match.
9 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats for MVG at the top of the tree. Superb cover shooting, not for the first time tonight, to leave a finish. A big finish, mind you.
Yeah, and Gary well poised though to try and get an opportunity. Well, only leaving 170. If he'd hit a ton, it'd be a real threat to break.
59.
Not much that's there for Van Gerwen.
Anderson had a 170 against Chisnall earlier in the comp. He's going to get a poke at the ball. Oh, good grief. Could not have been closer to his second top out shot of the tournament.
And Michael trying to equal Gary's out. Won't.
88. Got to advance 25.
So for a second break, needs double 12. Perfect dart. He's running away.